I had some guy come to me and goes, yeah, but Tate, what about BPD chicks? I said, what the fuck's BPD? He goes, these chicks with like a personality disorder, like narcissistic personality disorder. I was like, listen, my friend, I don't know what kind of girls you've been fucking, but when you fuck the girls I fuck, which are 19-year-olds with 2 million followers on Instagram, every single one of them is a fucking narcissist. How are they not? How are they not going to be a narcissist? From the age of 17, they've been getting bombarded with messages from millionaires desperate for their attention and time. How would you not be a narcissist? Just, they're all narcissists. Of course they are. This is natural. But they still treat me with respect because they know if they don't, I'm going to disappear. So it's nothing to do with the disorder. And he was like, oh yeah, but those girls with obsessive compulsive behaviors. I said, listen, if I meet a girl who has something wrong with her, and I actually have met girls who are a bit obsessive compulsive, etc. These are the girls who end up being the most loyal. These are the girls who will shoot at the cops while you make a runaway. These are the girls you see the guy who's like the serial killer and his wife helped him hide the bodies. That's who these women are. Because they're obsessive compulsive and they meet a man with such a strong frame that they comply. So I'm saying, yeah, okay, maybe to you they're your worst nightmare because you can't control them. But if you're half a man, there's no woman to fear. There's a whole bunch of men out here which are afraid of women. Oh, but she might have this compulsive, she might cheat. And I'm like, you don't have any real enemies. You've never had anybody try to kill you. Give me 1,000 women who might break my heart over one man who really wants me dead. Because I know who the enemies in the world are. I've seen it and I've been through it. So all these guys are out here worried about chicks. They don't understand the truth and the harsh realities of the world. There's people out here getting their brains blown out by their best friends. Nipsey Hussle's friend pulled a gun and fucking blew his brains out, not his woman. So you need to, if you're worried about chicks, you got the whole world messed up. You need to worry about predators. You need to worry about other men. Chicks are chicks. Like enjoy them, find a good one, settle down. If you don't find a good one, keep fucking till you do, and just calm down. Stop being a little emotional bitch about it. This is the truth.
And I think that actually be curious to get your take on this because I know I really like what you've said about managing women in some of your videos and content. Yeah. But you talked about a lot of times the guy especially in the Western world in the sexless marriage, right, being walked all over. How does the guy turn around this shit or prevent that from happening, right? Like how does he get into a relationship where he stays the man, where he is the king, let's say? Because a lot of guys today, and this is something, a lot of the red pill guys and stuff, they want to blame women for all this shit. They want to say, oh, women are thoughts today. And it's like, women have always been women throughout history. They've always, in the absence of masculinity, become masculine. This is just like their characteristics. So I like to blame the man. I like to say if a woman is treating you wrong, if you've got, all the shit that happens to you, it's because of you. So how does the man become the guy that doesn't have this shit happen to him?
I 1,000% agree with you, friend. I 1,000% agree. So I have, anyone who doesn't know me knows I used to run a webcam studio. So I had 75 women working for me and they were talking to guys online and taking money from all the Democrats and betas. Sending them money and the money went to me. This is how I first made big money. So I kind of understand intersexual dynamics from a very unique perspective because you had me at the top, you had 75 women underneath, and you had thousands of men underneath them giving them the money, which kind of went to me. So it was kind of like a weird dynamic. So here's the truth about male-female relationships. Women fuck men they respect. Mm-hmm. That's it. They don't fuck men they like. They don't fuck men they love. They fuck men they respect. If she loves you and likes you and doesn't respect you, she will not have sex with you. I have women who respect me and fucking hate me, but they're here every time I call. So if they respect you, they're going to sleep with you. Yeah. And this is something that's biological and evolutionary. They fuck men they respect. So how do you make women respect you? Well, first you have to be worthy of respect as an individual. There's no hack. If you're worthy of respect, you're worthy of respect. But secondly, you cannot allow blatant disrespect. So if you allow her to blatantly disrespect you and you tolerate that, then you're setting a precedent, which means, well, why would I respect this guy in the first place? Yep. I say this to guys all the time. I've had loads of guys who come to me for like coaching and stuff, and they say, my woman doesn't respect me, da-da-da-da-da. And I say, look, it's much harder to fix something that's broken than just never let it go wrong in the first place. Right. From the second you got together, you should have been a man, and you haven't got to be an asshole. You haven't got to be aggressive. I'll sit with a girl and very politely say, look, if we're going to be in a relationship, if I'm going to take you seriously, you're not going to have male friends. If you want to hang around with a whole bunch of men, then I'm not going to take you seriously. What do you mean you won't take me seriously? I mean we can fuck, but I'm never going to look at you as serious material. So the idea, the decision is on you. If you want to be serious, you're not going to talk to those guys. You want to talk to those guys, I'll fuck you sometimes. You decide. And I lay it on them. And now if they choose to keep all their male friends, then that means she's chosen these friendships over me, which means sooner or later she was going to cheat anyway. Like, how long until she jumps on a new dick anyway? So why would I even be upset about it? But most men are too scared to just put the ultimatum down. And you haven't got to put the ultimatum down in some scary, big, brash way. Just be clear. Look, any woman I'm with who I take seriously doesn't hang around with other men. So it's your choice. And this is the point. But most men don't say anything. They let it slide and they let it get completely broken. And they come to me and say, well, how do I fix it? It's like, well, you have to make it not let it get broken in the first place. You need to understand your boundaries and expectations as a man, and you have to set them, and you have to make sure she complies and sticks to them. And if she doesn't, you're going to have to find somebody else. Yeah. And this is another thing I talk about being a playboy. I have lots of guys come to me and say, oh, Tate, but I don't want to be a playboy like you. I say, look, if you want to be happily married, the best thing you can be first is a playboy. Yeah. The best thing you can do, because you're going to learn a whole bunch about women. You're going to have a whole bunch of choices to choose for a wife. If you're stuck with one option, the one chick you met, you know, then she might be a dickhead. Some women are just dickheads, you know? Yeah. You know, some women have been fucked too hard, too many times by too many big, scary guys, and they just don't want to listen to them. So, like, being a playboy is important. But yeah, absolutely. For setting your boundaries and stuff and making sure you're not respected, the key is this as a man. This is the bottom line. Most men are not prepared to walk away.
Yep.
And if you're not prepared to walk away, you don't have any weapons.
Exactly.
If she knows no matter what, you won't leave, then what weapons do you have? Anything you say, shouting, screaming, yelling, going out away for a few days, whatever. She knows you're going to come back. You have no weapons. The second, imagine a girl came to you and she said, no matter what you do, no matter how many times you cheat, no matter what, I will never leave. Right. Think of all the shit you do. I know I do.
Yeah.
So this is the point. So as a man, if you're never prepared to walk away, you're never going to be respected. Respect and the woman thinking, you know what, he might just leave, are linked. They have to be there. So you have to mean what you say. You have to let her know, look, there's some things I won't tolerate. And if you fuck with me, I'm going to walk away. And if you walk away and she doesn't chase you, then she's gone. But at least you saved yourself a fucking nasty divorce and getting cheated on and all that shit. Just end it then and there and save yourself a bunch of time. But men are too afraid to pull the plug on it because they get addicted to the pussy and they don't believe they can get any more pussy and they get all messed up. And this is one of the advantages of being a playboy. I can leave any chick because I got 10 more.
Yeah.
So if she doesn't act right, I'll just replace her for the night and I'll feel better by the next day. I go through a breakup a week. I'm used to it. I don't give a shit. And it's just like, this is part of the game. So you have to be prepared to walk away as a man. So you have to look at any relationship you're in and say, okay, I'm a nice guy. I love her. She loves me, but I have boundaries. And if she fucks with them, I'm going to have to walk away. And that's the truth. Otherwise, you're never going to be respected.